loves, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review for a new foundation that is driving everybody crazy. I know that when Trend Mood posted that L'Oreal was going to come out with a Pro Glow Infallible, I was like, wait, what? Where? I wanted it. I did see it was like on Amazon and Walmart, but when she posted it, it immediately sold out in every single shade. I did buy the, what's it called, the Pro Matte one, I believe like a year ago, and the shade I had bought was 107 Fresh Beige, and that was too yellow for me, so I never went back and even cared to look because there wasn't any shades other than this one that looked like it would be my color. Another thing is that when I tested it and I came home, it was too matte and dry for me, so I just said and I just thought I'd keep it for, you know, any time I did somebody's makeup. So immediately when I saw that they were coming out with a glow one, I was like, okay, I have to have this because I love my L'Oreal foundation. My L'Oreal True Match and my L'Oreal Lumi is all I've been using for like the past, I believe, like 2 months. They are amazing. So I was like, okay, now maybe we can go ahead and get an Infallible because this didn't work out for me. It did take me a while. I was like a little stalker. I think I was looking like at Walgreens because usually they have their new area, and then Target and Walmart. I would check online and it said it was sold out. Well, one day I just went into Target and they had it. I believe it's $12.99. They have 12 shades, and their shades honestly aren't the best. I know that like the True Match, they have like their warm, their cool, their neutral, and like different, you know, undertones. I wish that they would do that with all their foundations because it would make it so much easier, even if I had to buy 2 of them to mix them, because these can come off either a little too pink or a little too ashy or a little too tan. This one actually was like a little too tan, more of like the warm side, and when I do tan naturally with the sun, I get more of like a golden brown color, so you could see slightly the difference, but nothing too bad. The finish is saying that it's radiant. It wears up to 24 hours. Coverage is medium, and the texture is air light. And it says 24 hours. I don't know about this one because when I show you guys the swatches here and I tell you a little more about it, I don't know about 24 hours. Plus, who in hell is going to wear a foundation for 24 hours? Now, this one here, I do believe that if you were to set it or with a powder or a spray, this baby right here might actually last the 24 hours. It does have SPF 15. I'm sure you guys have probably seen a million videos or posts about it, but now I want to tell you guys what I think of it, and at the end of me telling you my thoughts in my review and my opinion, and remember, you are entitled to your own, I will be showing you guys a quick little demo, and then I will be swatching these two side by side so you guys can see the difference in the finish, and I'll have like a little more info that you guys will see in that clip. When I got home, I put it on, and I've been using a brush, my Sephora Pro Air brush, I believe it is. I've been using that because I just, you know, quickly apply my foundation, and this is so liquidy that I thought it'd be good. It went on my face. I saw all my pores just magnified times 5, and then I have those 11s right here from me squinting like this all the time. It settled in. I didn't put no primer on or anything. And I was like, okay, I don't like this. But I had to go, so, you know, I just left and went and did my thing. You guys should follow me on Snapchat because on Snapchat I actually wore it like 2 or 3 times, and I was showing you guys and telling you more info, so like that you guys don't always have to wait for reviews because Snapchat is always popping and has the latest and the greatest. So the one and only Maria Snapchat. So I just went about my day. When I got home, I noticed that I was like beyond, and I mean beyond, glowy and dewy, and very little blush was on my cheek, and like everything had just moved around. It had been a little humid because we, you know, had a couple little rainstorms here in Vegas, but I was surprised because I think I only wore it for like 3 or 4 hours, and I was like, what the hell? So the next day I went ahead and I primed my face with my Tarte Pore something. Oh my god, I can't remember the name. I went ahead and I primed my face, and I did my regular moisturizer, and I actually tried it with the Beauty Blender this time. So I noticed that with the Beauty Blender, I went, because I was scared from the previous experience, I went with a very light amount, and I blended it with I pounced the Beauty Blender on my face, and I noticed that it went on more sheer, not as bad. So I went through, did the second layer. I still wasn't feeling that. I could see my pores and everything was just like emphasized. All like the the blemishes, dry patches, you know, my pores, everything, like all the little, like the smile line and right here, everything was just like popping out even more. So I was like, ugh. I really wanted to love this foundation because I've seen so many great reviews. I actually don't think I've seen any bad reviews about it. So I was like, all right, Maria, we gotta try something else. So the third time what I did is I went very, very light with my moisturizer. And then what I did was I actually used my City Color Primer because the other one's a little more silicone-y. This one's a little more, I would say it's like the Step 1 by, oh my god, Makeup Forever. It's not as silicone-y, so like not as slippery. So what I did is I made sure that I pressed primer into those areas like really, really good. And what I did is this time I dotted the foundation all over my face, and I used my GERARD Cosmetic Slay All Day setting spray and sprayed it over the foundation, because that's what I do with the other one, so that when I blend it in, it just, you know, stays longer on the face. So I did that, did it with the Beauty Blender, and I did the second layer. It did a little better because I used the setting spray, and it kind of maybe made the foundation a little thinner with the setting spray because it is a liquid spray. And then with the primer, you know, because I went in, you know, really hardcore, like heavy duty into those pores. But I just feel like it's too much work. Like a foundation like that, you know, it shouldn't require so much work before you apply it. I don't think I've ever had to prep that much unless I was trying to cover something, you know, on my face before I applied my foundation. So I just felt like it was too much work. It does leave this beautiful glow you guys will see in the video, but keep in mind that if you moisturize too much, or if your primer's too slippery and silicone-y, stuff may shift around on your face, so you might want to be careful with that. But then if you start taking the powder to set everything, then you lose that glow. So it's kind of like, do you want to glow, or do you want to make your foundation last longer? For sure, it's not a 24-hour, I can tell you that right now. So I would say that it's a beautiful foundation for specific people. Not for oily people, obviously, but I feel like if you have very nice, good skin, and you have like no texture, no dry patches, no wrinkles, no fine lines, and no freaking pores, like obviously you have pores, but not huge pores, then it's for you. But if you have mature skin, or if you have blemishes, or if you have, you know, acne or anything like that, or if you're really dry, I don't know, because it might get clingy and settle into those areas. I would say that it's better for those type of people versus like myself. I have larger pores right around this area, and then here. It just didn't go too well for me, and I'm really disappointed. I'm going to be returning the foundation. Another thing I want to tell you, I am very sensitive. I like to mention this because I know a lot of people are sensitive. I'm very sensitive. It didn't break me out. But what it did do, and I don't know if you guys can see, I have a lot of redness going on in my face right now. I actually extracted. It clogged my pores like crazy. In the clip, you guys are going to see all the little clogged pores all through here and on my forehead. It's got to be the foundation because I've been using it for like 5 days straight, so I haven't changed my moisturizer or anything else. So it definitely has to be that, because I haven't switched anything up in my skincare routine or tried anything new other than that. So it did clog my pores. I'm sorry that this was a bummer, but like I said, for some of you guys it might work, but for those of you guys with mature skin like myself or with large pores, this is not for you. So now I'm going to show you those clips. I hope that this review was helpful, and I will be back with another review. I believe I'm going to be doing that little beauty blender eye thing. Stay tuned for that one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do have the shade 208, which is Sun Beige. It's very runny, so I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand here. I'm just going to dot it on my right side of the face first. And we're going to start with a light application, and then we're going to go in and build it. What I like to do sometimes is with my hand, I like to use my finger and kind of spread the foundation, because sometimes the beauty blender or the brush kind of absorbs a little bit of the foundation. It goes to waste. So I like to do that. So now I'm just going to take the beauty blender and pounce it into my skin. So here's the first layer, and I'm using natural lighting, so hopefully the lighting is going to be good. I didn't want to use like artificial lighting or my ring light so you guys can see it on the skin, but you guys can see that this side of my face obviously looks a little darker and a little more smooth than this side of the face. But what I do want to show you guys is, if you guys can see these, I'm hoping that the camera will pick it up, those little 11s right there, those lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press some in there so you guys can see how much more visible it makes them. It probably won't do it now or won't show up, but I can definitely see it. You see how that looks right there, like it just settled into those. So that is a big no for me. I'm just gonna go back and apply a little more, and just so you guys can see, you can build this foundation, that you can do. You just have to go in light and then use your beauty blender. A brush is not going, I don't know, a brush I felt like was kind of like patchy in a way. So now it looks a little more full coverage. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not, but I do have like a beauty mark here that's actually not like foundation, that's patchy, and I have like facial hair, obviously the little peach fuzz there, but you guys can see that it does give you good coverage. You can see when I move around, it's pretty glowy there. You can build a foundation, it's pretty lightweight, but this glowy turns into a grease ball after a couple hours. You can see that around some areas I have some little dry patches, and it clings on. And what I did notice is I have a whole bunch of, I don't know if you guys can see, like clogged pores all around here. There's at least 10 of them, and then there's like some right here. Hopefully you guys can see them. Can you guys see like all these little clogged pores? So here you guys can see that the packaging is pretty much identical. To show you guys the difference in the foundations, I'm taking the matte one. As you guys can see, that's not running down. Even if I shake it around, it stays there. And see, it's very, very yellow for me. I couldn't find a shade, but as you guys can see, it's a little creamier. This is like full on coverage, as you guys can see. Look. You get pretty great coverage with that. And now see how some of that like dewiness and that glow went away once it starts setting onto the skin. So it's more matte. Taking the Pro Glow, you guys can see it's more runny. It's thinner, so now I'm going to blend it, and you guys can see immediately that glow right there, and it has good coverage, but I feel like since it's a little thinner and runnier, it kind of shears out a little more. But like I said, it's buildable. Look at that glow, you guys. Can you guys see that glow? All right, so the foundation has dried onto my hand, so you guys can see it has some intense glow. Look at that. When I move the hand around and the sun hits it, and now it's a little harder for me to blend it out because it's set onto my hand, but you guys can see that it still has pretty good coverage, and that glow is not going anywhere. It is just blinging.